Hey everyone, I'm back with another video. Because the Mavic Air doesn't seem to handle cold as well, and because I've been flying it in cold a lot, I thought I'd do a little test and see if I can get it to wobble. Now, it has done it on me a couple of times. It always goes away within 30 seconds to 1 minute. And it seems to be as soon as the aircraft warms up, as soon as the IMU warms up, the electronics warm up, it goes away and then it flies fine. The thing is that I always let my aircraft hover low, and just take it off and let it hover just a few feet above the ground for at least 1 minute when I'm flying in cold weather, because that gives everything a chance to warm up. It gives the battery time to warm up, and because it's discharging and gets to a good temperature where it's going to stay warm, it gives the electronics and the motors everything time to just warm up and adjust to be ready to go. And so that's one of my tips and tricks about how I fly in such cold weather. I know it's been a big discussion, but I thought we'd see if I could get it to do it today, kind of show you what I do and what it does itself, and then we'll go from there. First things first, pull the battery out of my pocket so the battery stays warm. Very important to keep these warm.
Take off.
So, and just like that, it's done shaking, a couple of seconds. Now I keep an eye on the battery temperature till it gets up to 20 C, so that I make sure and get it warm enough that it stays warm when I'm flying around. So you can see the drone there flying around. Look at the app. Basically tap on the battery sensor percentage right there and see the temperature. Now it's up to 20, and then we're good to go, good to fly. It's really impressive. It's really windy out right now. It's snowing, and it's about 20 degrees, so a little bit below 0 Celsius. The drone is handling perfectly. It's not moving at all in the wind, and it's just staying totally still. And now the engines have warmed up and it's been flying for a minute or so, it's totally ready to go. So while I'm here, I'm going to test out the 1080p 120 FPS slow motion and see how it looks with the snow coming down. So I still really like this drone. It's a great drone, great footage quality. It's a little disappointing how it doesn't handle cold weather as well as the Mavic Pro, but it's a lot smaller, so it's gonna be a lot more susceptible to temperature. And the reality is that you should be, if you're operating it well below what DJI says it is, which I am, you should be careful and be keeping a close eye on things. It's a risk, but if you take it off and let it hover, let it warm up even on the ground for a minute with the rotor spinning, take it off, let it hover for a minute, the wobble goes away, and it's ready to fly. It was the same thing when I flew this thing at 17 below on my previous video. I got wobble once because it had been out of my backpack for a little bit, and I'd been keeping it warm in my backpack, but it sat out for a few minutes, and then it got a little too cold, so it wobbled. But again, 20 seconds to a minute of hovering, and it was done, and then I was ready to fly. So, be smart, be safe, take care of your stuff, especially if you're taking risks like this, and be gentle with it. Realize it's going to take a little extra time, take a little extra effort, but it's worth it because you get great footage in the winter. It's really cool. So thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you again on the next video. And yes, I'm aware that there's some people out there saying there are fixes by adjusting a few different things. I'll try those here soon. Right now my daylight's fading, it's cold. I'm not really dressed to be outside for a long period of time. I want to go home and have some dinner. So, cheers.